We didn't start the fire. Or did we? Because I think this time Billy Joel and Fall Out Boy, yes, they made a cover version of that song, might have lied to us this time because apparently some arsonists wanted to have some fun during these LA fires. And let's see what this guy has to say about it because he's got a couple of not so nice words.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this in LA, but if you see somebody trying to start a fire, go beat their ass immediately. I'm not fucking kidding.
Damn. You know what? I can feel that. If I saw one of those arsonists in my neighborhood, I would do the same thing. And I was dangerously close to some of those hills in West Hollywood. Like I'm right by Sunset Boulevard, and if you know where the Sunset Strip is in West Hollywood, you also know that it's pretty hilly over there, and it's got like the same situation as the valley does. So some arsonist could have easily gone up there, and that would have been very unfortunate, especially since, I have 2 dogs and I really don't want to have to evacuate and move around because some kid decided that they wanted to start a fire. But luckily, that never happened here in West Hollywood, so we're kind of chilling. But let's go to the next one. But yeah, so this one, before we get into a little more of the serious stuff, I think we throw a little bit of humor in here.
Few miles away from one of the major LA wildfires in Pasadena. You can see the smoke right above me. It's super hazy, kind of dark today. But I'm just getting worried because as the fire is getting closer,
You think it's serious, but he's going somewhere with this, so just keep an eye out.
I'm concerned that LA has no plan to evacuate specifically influencers and content creators like me. I haven't heard of any safe house or TikTok house where we can go so that we can continue to create content and collaborate with each other while all this chaos is going on. At least send a special team of firefighters to defend our houses so that all our editing gear and camera equipment doesn't get destroyed. We need that for brand deals and dances and content for the people. And without us, this city is nothing. If I don't hear something from someone soon, I'm gonna do a dance about it. And you guys know what that can do.
But the funny part is people have already done dances regarding these fires, as we've seen in the previous episode, and he's making a play on the guy that hired private firefighters to try and save his house, which I also went over in the previous video if you want to check that out. But now we get a little bit more serious, and apparently the Kenneth fire up in the valley was caused by an arsonist, and this guy is going to explain it on a deeper level.
I've been reading news on the Kenneth fire, that it wasn't started by nature, not by other fires. No, it was started by arson. In fact, I was just told that they even have a person in custody. I don't know what makes a person do something like this. Loot a burnt down house? Start a fire in the midst of fires for what, fun? For context, this fire has become our 3rd biggest fire, and it's only been in existence for 3 hours. Only the Eaton and Palisade fire are bigger. If you're here just for a fire update, that's all I have.
We don't have to watch the rest of that previous video. He just kind of talks about himself afterwards. But yeah, basically the point is there's people out there that are trying to start fires for fun because, well, they're losers and they have nothing to lose. So they feel pleasure in seeing other people lose what they've worked for because they never got to a point to earn what some of these other people have, which is kind of messed up if you ask me. For example, right? Most of these arsonists are the homeless people, right? Like here in this next video that we're about to see. Cops arrest homeless man with blowtorch. So it's mostly people who are already in the bottom of the barrel that are doing this.
Able to do a citizen's arrest and detain him until the police had arrived. He had a blowtorch to smoke marijuana because he couldn't afford a lighter. He spoke a lot of Spanish, but did speak some English as well. We had some Spanish-speaking neighbors.
And to be fair, I feel like some of these homeless people do try to get themselves thrown into prison just because then at least they have kind of a roof over their heads and they're getting fed guaranteed meals. So that's why some homeless people will commit crimes. And for this guy, I guess he thought it was the perfect opportunity to get himself thrown into prison.
Okay,
But now we're going to get into the real danger of these fires. Now the fires are kind of messed up and it's taken away lives. But what happens after the fires is the real danger, which is the people themselves. Because there's a lot of people out there that are trying to loot businesses, that are trying to rob people, and are even trying to scam. Kind of similar to the Black Lives Matter protests back in 2020.
for everybody in LA, if you survived the fire, congrats. This is round 2. This is threat number 2. Threat number 1 was the fire. It's slowing down, great. Do not relax. There's no time for fucking tears yet, no crying, no nothing. This is game time because human beings are the apex predator. People are aware. Cops, nobody's responding to crimes right now. Everything is going to be covered and overlooked by this whole fire that's happening. People are already breaking into businesses, breaking into houses, harming other people, unaliving other people, because nobody's gonna fucking take the time. There's too much happening for people to look at. Oh, this person's not breathing no more. Was it a red rum or was it the devastation? There's too many things to be focused on. All crime, no one's there to help you right now. So protect you and yours at all costs. And I mean all costs. All that fucking pent up bullshit that everybody got from 2024, you want to crash the fuck out? Save it. You about to need it. This is not a time to relax. This is not a time to fucking chill out. This is about to become a fight for resources. And you're also going to be dealing with people in the society of LA. All these
It's a long one, but this guy's got a good point, so keep listening.
homeless people been waiting for their moment. This is their time to shine. They're already breaking into houses, businesses, stealing. People are setting more fires just because they want to watch this shit go down. So keep in mind, the fire going away is threat number one. I'm happy if you survived. I'm so fucking goddamn sorry everybody's in this goddamn position. It's the worst thing that can happen, but this is threat number two. This is the one you really gotta pray to make it the fuck out of. And when I say protect you and yours at all costs, I mean at all costs, because their crimes are kind of free for all. But if you gotta do what you gotta do, everybody's kind of free. This is all alleged also, because I'm making this video. But everybody there, you know what the fuck is really going on. You know what to do. So do not hesitate to do it. And the other thing, women, stick the fuck together. Be as vicious as you have to be. Nobody can respond to a crime call right now. Cops can't get down the fucking road to nobody. If men want to come in your house and overpower you, or men want to catch you and find you, what you gonna do? There's no one to call, there's no one to help. So when I say life or death, and it's your life or your death, so act accordingly. This is not over, and there's no time to cry yet. Not yet. I am so fucking sorry to everybody caught up in this. I'ma send you strength. Ain't no thoughts and prayers and bullshit, baby. I'ma try and send you some fucking strength. Do what you've got to do.
I would love to see somebody try to break into my place or try to rob me, because they're about to get these babies right in their face.
I just want to give a quick update. I'm back in my apartment in Hollywood and everything's okay here. But people in LA need to be extremely aware of their surroundings right now. If you are home, lock your doors. If your power's working fine, keep your security cameras on. One of my friends who lives in a house off of Melrose, his house was violently broken into and robbed last night. And unfortunately, as horrible as it is to hear, people are taking advantage of the fact that first responders are extremely busy and there's power outages, people's security cameras are down. The crime rate is going to spike. So again, just please be aware of your surroundings and try to stay safe. And then for me, I'm back in my apartment in Hollywood. It's fine here, thank God for contained the fire in Runyon, and I live right in between Runyon and Griffith. So I'm just keeping an eye on the fire maps, making sure no new fires are started, praying that they don't, and that the fires in Pasadena, Altadena, and the Palisades get contained. So yeah, I'm safe and home. Obviously the air outside smells like smoke. Just try to protect yourself, wear a mask when you're outside, and
She basically was piggybacking off of what the previous guy said, but I think that's important to listen to, so we basically had to hear it a second time, because it's pretty serious stuff out there, not just with the fires, but with also the people. But you know, it's not just the people who suck and the homeless that are trying to start these fires. The insurance companies are also deciding to go against us, so it's just an all-out war from all sorts of sides, and this guy's going to take a deeper dive into it.
California fire is going off. From what we're hearing is that the California fire was potentially started by somebody burning something in their backyard. The problem with Southern California, number one, okay, is that you have this on the ridge line, and there's only...
He's going to get to the insurance part shortly, but he's just reiterating what's causing the fires. A mix of people doing dumb shit in their backyards, plus the climate, which is, you know, dry, and we haven't gotten a lot of rain, and it was really windy, so lo and behold, the fires.
The thing between the ridge line and the ocean is basically people's home, and there is heavy wind and dry weather, so it is spreading pretty rapidly. Just a reminder for you guys, Okay, and if you live in California and you haven't evacuated yet and you got 20 minutes, do this, okay? Insurance are not your friends. Their job is to be profitable by making sure they pay out the least amount possible. Here's the
And that's a nightmare, and this is a nightmare scenario for these insurance companies.
other thing. If you are in California, in Southern California, and you could possibly be in this fire's path and you are still home, do me a favor. Okay? Take your phone. Record a video of every corner of your house. Walk through your house and get a video recording of every piece of thing you own. If you lose things in a fire, let's say that your house is covered, right? And they're only going to pay you out a certain amount. They're not going to give you the full amount unless you got some crazy insurance. When they pay you out, if you do not have a receipt or a proof of exactly what model you had, they will pay you what is called like and kind. I want you to go find where you have all of your important papers, birth certificate, social security card, all the important insurance stuff. And if you do not have backed up picture files of that, you need to do that right now, because it is hard enough when you lose everything to rebuild, but to get all of this back, which you need before you can even start filing claims and start moving and buying stuff again, it will take months.
Not just months, but possibly even years. So, yeah, what that guy, good points. But what it makes me think about is how much of a loss are these insurance companies taking? Because as of this recording, they made it law that these insurance companies are no longer allowed to cancel the fire insurance policies out of nowhere. So they have to honor the insurance of, what they tried to cancel previously. So it's going to be a huge loss for these insurance companies. And those premiums in California are about to go the fuck up.
Fires tearing through LA right now aren't just the most destructive they've ever seen, but they're also setting the stage for an insurance crisis like California has never faced before. You see, since 1988, California lawmakers have tried to forcibly create affordable home insurance by imposing price controls on insurance companies. Obviously, the companies have never really liked this, but after the 2017 and 2018 mega fires, they just started saying screw it and leaving the state entirely. The ones that have stuck around, like State Farm and Allstate, now refuse to write new policies for people in California, and thousands of homeowners have had their policies cancelled in the months before the fires even started. Actor Rob Schneider took to X today to vent his anger, saying, "F you, State Farm.
See, even Rob Schneider.
Screw you and all your phony commercials. You are a pile of crap for canceling insurance policies of Californians. I will never use State Farm insurance ever again." So what happens if you struggle to get private insurance for your home? Well, nearly 500,000 Californians are now relying on the FAIR plan.
But imagine that, though. They even screwed over a rich celebrity like Rob Schneider, who has money, and I'm sure it would have been in their best interest to keep him as a customer. And even he still got screwed over by the insurance companies.
State's insurance of last resort. But here's the catch. FAIR isn't built for the kind of disaster happening right now. One expert estimates that just the Pacific Palisades alone could see $30 billion in losses. And you want to know how much in reserves the FAIR plan has? 385 million. Not even half of 1 billion. And if FAIR runs...
That's not even 2%.
Runs out of money, the fallout hits every Californian, because by law, private insurance companies would have to cover the shortfall. And you can bet they'll just pass down these costs to the policy holders, or, and this is even a worst case scenario, it becomes a mass exodus of private insurers leaving the state. We are not just watching the Hollywood Hills burn right now. We are watching California's financial landscape of home insurance burn right alongside it.
It's wild, isn't it? And now here's a little bit of a meme to kind of go over the whole insurance situation, which I wanted to put in there because we need a little bit of a chuckle. We need to laugh at some of the stupid shit sometimes.
We're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Good old Costco guys. They sure know how to lighten up a situation. To wrap things up, I threw this in here as well. It's not related to the LA fires, but I thought it was kind of funny and somewhat, related to the topic of this video, which are arsonists. And this guy got what he deserved. Look at that. He's in the find out phase, that's for sure. Crazy times we live in. Great chat. See you on the next one.